Thank you to everybody showing up tonight to watch. We're going to do the level 1 pattern, the level 2 amateur, and then the level 3 prelims. So one thing I want you to be mindful of, I'm going to tell you, obviously the judge is going to be on this orange and white line right here, 25 feet off, 25 feet from the start cone, and you are going to start up this high in the pattern. Because it starts with a 360, you'll want to be sure to be mindful about how far you start from the start cone. Okay. Except you should 360 first. So Jessica, this is not her horse, and she has been kind enough to volunteer, and we were given this pattern last minute, so please bear with us just a little bit. Good job. Okay. I love that Jessica was very correct in her 360 and how she closed it straight. When you stop here and set your horse up, Jessica went a little too far, okay? You want to make sure, because it tells you not to cross over, ideally, it would be great if you could stop point of shoulder to the head on the judge, because that would make sense of why you would not cross over. As Gino said, speed is not everything. However, you do want to have a differentiation of your pace. For some reason, my mic went dead. For some reason, if you miss your mark, try not to tell on yourself right when you trot off. Yep. Good. Strong, strong. Yep. Okay. On this level 1 pattern, the judge is going to go to the right first. Do you remember the rest of the pattern? That's correct. Stay in your space. Voice first. Eyes up. Good girl. Would anybody like to see the level 1 pattern again? Nope. Any questions? Yes, Curtis Reynolds, you have a question? Would you like to see the pattern again? Okay. Okay, hey, when you hit me this time, have a plan, okay? Remember, the orange mark is on the other side as well, right? Okay, cluck twice before you pivot. Okay. There you go. Foot up, speed up. Pull, yep. Good. Good. Remember, you're going to stop sooner this time. Yeah. Whoa. Get some pace. Watch it. Good. Good job. Voice. Whoa. Whoa. I'd take it. Good. Good. Remember, you're going to stay in your lane when you back, and you must shush first. Yep. Eyes to the right. Good. Let her feet stop. There. Huh?
They're walking right in the first
I did.
I didn't hear it. So
I said it, yes.
Where's the phone?
It's on my phone, and they're from Robin. Frid's got those. I don't have it in writing, ask Robin. Does anyone have any questions? No questions? Okay, we're going to go on to the level 2 pattern. One thing I wanted to say about the level 1 pattern, they did not say how high to go, so that's up to interpretation when you're doing your trot line.
Which way, left or right?
Sure.
I think so. I'm gonna jog, stop, 360, set up, inspect, 90, jog, then walk, square view, stop, set up, inspection, 270 back.
When you do your present, you don't look, you just look at your horse's head, say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Then you do your 90. You have got to remember your vocal has to come first. Okay? You're wanting to be heavy-handed. Don't be so heavy-handed when you're wanting to break to the walk or you're like pulling on it. Just let my hand be soft. Okay?
Should I spin her once?
Maybe you should, yeah, because it's looking a little scary.
Do you want Robin to be your judge?
No. Better. Good. How many feet off the wall is that?
35 foot off the wall.
Okay, got it.
So it's set on the second western riding cone. The cone is 3 foot off of center. Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Can you keep that one?
Yeah, got it.
Thanks. Oh. Yeah. 3 feet right of the center line. Okay, to let you know where the cones are at, it says 3 feet to the right of the center line.
Second center.
Second red western riding mark. And then the judge is 35 feet from the wall. Off the center line. Thank you. Okay. Remember, this is supposed to be a building to the extended trot. Also, up to interpretation, how big you make the circle. There were no guidelines given to me. Oh. Smart choice. Judge does go to the left. It's 270 and back. Okay. Pay attention. There you go. Right? The poor girls had to run a lot for not being in showmanship shape. She's doing pretty good. Does anyone want to see that a second time? Okay. Does anyone have a question before we run it the second time? No questions. Okay. Yes? Yes, that's a good question. Okay, so Whitney asked, according to the pattern, it looks like you should be in line with your start line. And yes, I agree with that. You want to make sure that you're on the same line or as close you can be to the same line when you come around. Okay, good question. Any other questions before she does it again? Nope. Okay. No, I think a good question that some people might wonder is, how long do I stand here after I get my horse set up? Because you can't really see and the judge isn't going to acknowledge you. So I tell people 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, get going. I'd say by the time you get into that circle, you need to be into your extended run. Oh, front foot. You do need to make sure your horse is set before you present. That's pretty good for us right now. Foot, foot. Good. Oh. Anyone have any questions? Yes, sir. Hip, nose. So it has you stopping before you get to, okay, so the question was, awesome question. Colton asked, where should you land on the judge here? But really, you're talking about when you stop to do your 360. Excellent question. It should be before the judge. It is drawn to me pretty clearly that it's before you get to the judge. So this is tight, right? Like it's close. So I kind of liked that the judge is on this orange line and you can see that, I mean, you've got to be able to get forward into your trot. So it's literally right before the judge. That was a good question. Any other questions? No other questions. Okay. Okay. Yes, yes. Yes, left. The way I walk is the way that the judge is going to go. And so on the level 2, it's to the judge's left. Yes, yes. Good job. Really good job.
I figured out the spins a little bit better than the
Okay,
first
good. Always make sure to use your voice. And when you're starting in the shush, in the back, it'll get you a little bit. And don't be afraid if she gets a little wiggly in her head, don't be afraid to drop your hand just a little bit. Yeah, that's the right pattern.
Walk.
25 foot off the orange line.
Oh, sorry.
25 foot off the orange line. 50 foot off center. 10 center.
You said 25.
25 orange line, 50 center.
Okay, the start cone is 25 feet off this big orange line right here. And the judge is on the center line 50 feet in. Thank you. It was tight when I did it this morning, like earlier today.
Yep, 50 foot off the center line. I'm back
Okay.
here.
Thanks. Jessica? Like, you need to walk 6 steps and be cornering, like you're not going to be able to walk the 8 like we talked about. This is much tighter than drawn, so you're only going to be able to walk about 6 steps and corner. Okay. Cones to your left. Jessica started a little further from the cone than I would have liked, like a little further back. I think when you start at the walk, you need to start at the cone. So I told her only to walk 6 steps. If you start farther back like that, you could probably walk a little further. The judge is going to walk to their right. Good idea. Okay. Foot, yeah. Yeah. Okay, you need to look beyond the wall. To make this a small loop, I hate to say, the way it's drawn, you're going to have to get a little close to that wall. Because according to the way the pattern's drawn, there's a pretty good space between the judge and the loop. Okay, let's do that again. Dead on. That was good. Roll. One more time. Okay. Move her left hind foot. Whoa, whoa. Take it. Let's roll with it. There you go. I said to the right. Okay. Okay. Foot. There you go. Foot. There you go. Good. Foot. Yep. Get it. Yep. Yes, thank you, Jessica McAllister, for doing all that running 6 times. Okay, does anyone have any questions? No questions? Easy group. Yes, ma'am. Yes. I think it's going to, okay, good question. She asked if you should center your loop on the judge, and I feel that it's so tight, you just need to do the loop as you can. It's tight. It's really tight. So I think that if you have too much thought into that, you know, if you want to put that much thought into it, I think you can, but I think because it is a small loop, you're only going to get so much done. I think just knowing that you can go softly above the judge, I think you're going to be fine. Right? I thought Jessica really did a great job of making it small and keeping it flowing, because sometimes when I practiced it at home with other people, like, you can try to make it too tight. You've got to have it flowing, because if not, your legs kind of get stopped. And I think the key is make your legs keep flowing. You can only go so fast, right? And I thought it was excellent that Gino said earlier, it's not all about speed. You can only get so fast in that tiny circle. Right, that was an excellent question. Yes?
So is there more credit, because it shows where that line does not, that circle does not go above that judge. Is there more credit given to ones that do not do that?
I think you should answer that question since you're the judge, not me. But I think it softly goes above the judge. So, yeah. Excellent question. I am not a judge, so I cannot answer that. So I think if you have the question, Valerie asked, is it more credit earning if you don't go above the judge? And I said, according to my vision, it doesn't look like it's below the judge. So I think that you have to run it how you can run it, and they're going to probably judge it accordingly. My personal opinion is I don't think that they're going to say, don't allow the person to go above the judge, but I'm not in charge. And they didn't. FYI, the only thing I know is where the cones are set and which direction that the judge is walking. That's all I've been given. So this is really my personal opinion, and it's up to interpretation. But since you're an AQHA judge, I think you can answer your question better than I can. Yes, sir. I do think that you should do 2 horse lengths, but I think also your horse depends how many lengths that is, right? I did have her shorten it only because, like, right before when I stood over there, I said this is really tight. So Brad asked a really good question. He said, did you have her shorten this walk? Like, when I practiced it at home, I had them do 8 steps, but when I got over there, I was like, oh crap, this is tight, right? So I said, hey, only do 6. But when she did it the second time, I don't know if she wasn't like, not, you know, I mean, she hasn't done showmanship in a while. So I think that's something that you're going to have to practice, knowing these dimensions, like if you can do 8 steps, because to me, if you're a good walker and you can make it all pull together and make it work, right? But it was tight. She didn't walk very far. And I felt like she closed on close to the 8 steps. I mean, I wasn't counting exactly because I was looking at, hey, my horse is not backing very straight. That's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah, it seemed like the first one was 2 horsemen, then she backed this way to 60 horsemen.
Yep.
But it was halfway. She stopped halfway between her hip horse. The horse's hip stopped halfway between her line and the judge, and that's when she didn't hit it at all. And so in order to get 2 horse lengths to 2 horse lengths, she would have been passed.
Yeah, that's a good question what Brad said. About two, if you're looking at the pattern, it has you stopping like in the center of the line, and to make it 2 horse lengths and 2 horse lengths, you wouldn't be able to walk very far to make that happen. So that's a good point. No, that's a really good point. I think that everyone in here is a great horseman or horsewoman, and I think that some of it has to be left up to your interpretation, right? Any other questions? Yes? I think they should. I think that you need, because it says 2 horse lengths on each side, so yes, I think you need. I think that through practice, that's what you're going to figure out. But I think that the real statement is every horse 8 strides, or, you know, some people are 6 or 7, you know what I'm saying? So I think some of that's based on the size of your horse, right? Good question. Any other questions? No. Thank you.